Now.
On 105.9 FM and streaming worldwide on the WMAL app.
O'Connor and Company.
8:06 now on this fourth hour of our 4-hour morning program. Thanks for tuning in. It's Larry O'Connor with Mercedes Schlapp this morning on a special Monday. Well, it's a holiday week, so things are a little jumbled.
It is a holiday week.
We've got Mercedes Schlapp this morning. Tomorrow joining me for the first time ever for 4 hours will be Sean Spicer.
You'll need a psychiatrist after you go through 4 hours.
Or he will.
Sean Spy. No, he's a blast. You guys are gonna have a great time.
We actually, it's funny. We've got this strange persona here where we, feud with each other on the air, but we're actually quite good friends. And I taught him everything that he knows, let's face it.
We all did. I taught him everything he knows, too.
Then on Wednesday, we'll have Patrice Onwuka. And then we will be live Thursday and Friday on your Thanksgiving and Black Fridays for 5 to 9 a.m. Julie Gunlock will be back in the saddle for Thursday and Friday. So that's what the rest of the week looks like. Joining us now, though, is senior correspondent at Fox Business and New York Post columnist, author of Go Woke, Go Broke, Charlie Gasparino. Charlie, good morning. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
Well,
I'm losing my voice. Sorry.
Yeah, just screaming at the football game yesterday?
Yeah, well, I've been trying to sell my book, so I've been
all
doing
right.
all these books.
Well, great.
It's called Go Woke, Go Broke, and it's a great title. And I wonder if the theme behind your book, Go Woke, Go Broke, is sort of reflected in some of these choices that Donald Trump has made. Let's start with the Treasury Secretary. Was Mr. Bessent a sort of a nod to Wall Street to make sure everybody sort of didn't freak out about the direction of the U.S. Treasury? What do you think?
No, I think listen, he's not an unknown quality on Wall Street. He is respected on Wall Street. He's made a lot of money in the hedge fund business. He's a really smart guy. But I think one thing great about these cabinet choices for Trump is that these are all people that are on the team. I mean, clearly they believe in the MAGA message. I think the media misinterprets this whole thing, like when Trump told Comey or allegedly told Comey, "Are you loyal to me?" I mean, listen, no offense. If I walked into my boss's office and she said, it was Suzanne Scott at Fox, and she said, "Are you loyal to me or are you disloyal to me?" And I said, "Suzanne, I am totally disloyal to you." She will throw me out of the office and fire me.
Right. Yeah.
That's just the way the world works. You can't have people that are in cabinet positions that don't have some fealty to the message and the man. And and I think Scott Bessent absolutely does. If you listen to him on the campaign trail, he was advocating, whether you agree with it or not. And some parts of MAGA economics I don't agree with. I'm a little sketchy on the tariff.
On the tariffs,
yeah.
Well,
JD, although when I listen to JD, he starts to turn me. But this guy's a really smart dude, and I think the market's going to react positively to it.
Okay.
Well, it seems to be so far that the market has been reacting positively to the President Trump's win. But let me ask you this: I think that there's these. What do you think are going to be the first issues that Bessent is going to hone in on? Is it going to be, we're dealing with the debt and deficit issues. How do we get this economy to a point that we've seen the macroeconomic metrics, yes, positive towards the United States, but, the American people are still feeling the negative impacts of inflation.
Yeah, I mean, the prices are still high. And, no matter what Paul Krugman writes, they're higher than wage growth. There's no doubt about this. I think one thing that we could say for certainty is that what we have here, on I would say almost all the cabinet choices, I would say all of them, even Matt Gaetz, who pulled out, but we got Pam Bondi in there now, is that they're a grade up from what we've dealt with the Biden administration, which literally was not even the B team. It was the C team. And it was, you could go through each one of them, Janet Yellen, Tony Blinken, go through each one of them, and they're all pathetic. Merrick Garland. I mean, I don't care what they may sound smart, but they did stupid things. The Secretary of Defense did dumb things. Lloyd Austin, and they talk about Pete Heskett. I mean, these are people that are just bureaucrats and blinded to the point with their bureaucracy and power that they do stupid things. So. And we don't have time to go through each stupid thing, but
right.
We got to grade up like that. But then, and so now, what is the easy part that Bessent and the economic team have to accomplish. I mean, it'll be deregulation, which will be great. It will be, and that'll allow the free market to work more seamlessly. It'll be more drilling for oil companies, which is going to be great for the consumer. It's going to be lower taxes. It gets funky here when you start to clean up some of the messes that the Biden administration left. We have $36 trillion of debt. We have a budget deficit. I remember budget deficits, people used to freak out at $500 billion. I mean, I think our deficit is $1.9 trillion in fiscal 24.
Totally unsustainable.
We have a Treasury Secretary who rolled over the debt, just kept rolling it. About 30% of our debt is short-term notes where you just have to keep rolling them over. That's a fiscal disaster in the waiting. I wrote a column about it. It's number one today in Real Clear Markets. It's a New York Post column where I talk about the fiscal dangers here. I mean, there's a lot of messes to clean up. So while the markets are euphoric, I mean, just be prepared. There could be some bumpy rides here.
Well, let's talk about those bumpy rides. We're speaking with Charlie Gasparino, Fox Business Channel. His book is Go Woke, Go Broke. And, I mean, the one thing that people would like to see relief with is inflation, as Mercy just mentioned. And is it enough to just sort of open up drilling and gas exploration and get Keystone back on track just to signal that we're back in the domestic energy business? Will that happen? Would that have the most immediate impact on inflation? What else could have an immediate impact?
That does have impacts, okay? And it does have impacts because, oil trades on the futures markets, which essentially price in future supply and demand issues. So that will have an impact. The tariff thing is where it gets funky for me. I could argue the tariffs. Like again, when I hear J.D. Vance talk about it, my head starts to nod. Full disclosure. But when I start thinking of my economics, and I've taken a lot of economics, tariffs are a tax. They, tariff targets reciprocate, and that could lead to inflation.
Their argument is tariffs are a tool that need to be used to get our trading partners overseas to act fairly, right?
Right. I just want to add
by the
real
way,
quick.
I would just say that if they go that route, as opposed to what is being sold as, we're going to do across the board, we're going to get $1.8 trillion of money from that, and everything's going to be hunky dory.
Can I jump in 1 second here? I just, during my time at the White House,
if they use it specifically, I think that would work.
I want to just say, just because I was there when, Larry Kudlow was there, Kevin Hassett, obviously Robert Lighthizer. I will say that the president, and you know this because you know the president as well, he will go like with the big shocking tariffs across the board, and then that gets our adversaries, our trading partners to come in and say, whoa, and then they work out a deal, and then it turns out to be better than expected. So I almost feel like I think there is a sense of the left pushing the fact that, it's tariffs all the way, this is going to be destructive to the economy, which of course that's what they're going to push. But the reality is how the president's going to say. He's going to be like, at the end of the day, this is about free and fair, reciprocal trading, which is not what we have right now.
I agree with that, and used as a tool, of course. It's a tool, used as a scalpel. By the way, it is funny that the left is against tariffs all of a sudden. When I know, right?
Things have changed. They're warmongers now too.
They're warmongers and they're against tariffs. They're like free marketers. They're totally into the free market, and now they're totally into American expansionism overseas. When I was a kid studying economics, the left loved tariffs. It was. I remember Richard Gephardt running for the Democratic Party.
Right. He was the protectionist at the time. Charlie, listen. They are so all they stand for at this point, Charlie, is being against Trump. Whatever Trump happens to be in favor of, that's literally they've been reduced to being the anti-Trump party.
By the way, they're failing.
Yeah, they are. They certainly are. Charlie Gasparino, his book is Go Woke, Go Broke, the inside story of the radicalization of corporate America that we've all seen before our eyes, from Bud Light to Disney to Target. But Charlie's got the inside story, and it's a real tale to tell. Charlie Gasparino, always good to talk to you, sir. Don't be a stranger.
Thanks. Call me anytime, guys.
Well, lemon tea and honey, all right?
Yeah.
I'm a professional.
WMAL.
Making sense of the news.
Live.
From the Home Paramount Pest Control Studios.
Home Paramount, the leader in pest control since 1939.
Love can make you stupid, so think smart. Give her what she wants. Diamonds from Mervis Diamond Importers.
Mercy, you're the veteran of two White Houses, W. Bush and Trump 1.0. And I got to think, when you're working in the White House and hanging around the grounds there at 1600 Pennsylvania, this is a terrifying day because at any given moment you could turn the corner and there's a wild beast staring you down, giving you this. That's right. It's Turkey Day. You thought I was going to do like a Hunter Biden joke, weren't you?
I was going to say Hunter Biden or Joe Biden. But yeah, it is. This week is a very special week and kind of one of those that everybody just loves, which is the annual pardoning of the turkeys, of two turkeys that they pick. So who are the contestants this year?
It's Peach and Blossom. I'm guessing they're from Georgia here.
One of America's great Thanksgiving traditions taking place today. A pair of turkeys, soon to be pardoned, arrived at the White House. The tradition dates to the Harry Truman administration back in 1947. This year's pardoned turkeys are named Peach and Blossom. They come from a turkey ranch in Minnesota.
Minnesota? You think Peach and Blossom came from Georgia? No, they came from Minnesota. So Tim Walz let them out, huh? All right. Well, there you go.
Yeah, Tim Walz let him out.
Is it me, or would it be too far-fetched to think that Hunter Biden is going to dress up in a turkey costume for the pardon and just say, Dad, just throw one more in there. Come on, dude.
I don't know. Maybe he'll who knows what's going to happen. As long as you keep the cocaine away from the turkeys, that would be good. But what I love about this story is that these are 17-week-old turkeys, and they spend the night at the Willard Intercontinental Washington Hotel, and which is kind of like a lovely, luxurious place to be for these two turkeys. And then they will be pardoned, and they'll go live at Farm America, which is an agricultural interpretive, I don't even know what the heck that is, center. What do they do? Interpretive center in Wauseka, Minnesota. We'll be eating the other turkeys.
Exactly. This is supposed to make us feel better about, the turkey holocaust that's about to take place. The turkey. I am such a beast for turkey. Everyone's like, oh, turkey's so good. Why don't you eat it the rest of the year? I do eat it the rest of the year. I love having turkey. We have turkey.
I do too. I really do. It's just preparing the big turkey is, it's such a task. I do take my time.
Here's Biden's busy schedule this week, by the way. Today will be the National Thanksgiving Turkey Pardoning Ceremony on the South Lawn. And then he will travel to Staten Island, New York. And then, it doesn't say what he's going to do. Then Tuesday...
aren't they getting the Christmas tree at some point?
He will travel to Nantucket, Mass. I don't have her schedule, but I'll give you that in a minute.
Yeah. Monday, November 25th. This is that we're going to pardon the turkey, and we're moving right into Christmas, which is when the First Lady Jill Biden will receive the official 2024 White House Christmas tree at the White House.
When they bring it on the truck.
She will welcome the tree alongside military families.
That'll be nice.
And it's always a beautiful time at the White House for Christmas, I have to say.
Yeah. They're going to spend Thanksgiving in Nantucket, by the way. On Tuesday, they head to Nantucket. That's where they'll be.
Where's Kamala? That's my question.
Kamala is in Hawaii.
Yes.
She's on vacation in Hawaii. She has absolutely no public events. It was that way last week. It's that way this week. She's the Vice President of the United States. Didn't she say she was going to wake up every day to try to solve the war in Ukraine and to bring down inflation? And she's still got some political power, doesn't she? Why isn't she working to do all those things? Does she just want to do those things if she won the election? But otherwise, she's just going to, enjoy Hawaii.
Look, she's been MIA for quite some time as our Vice President. It's shocking that she's even, I don't know.
Do you think she's drinking?
I'm sure she's drinking. I'm sure that there's lots of cocktails happening right now and lots of yelling.
What's more annoying, the turkey gobble or Kamala's cackle? We should do a side-by-side.
We should do that. That would be so funny. I would say the cackle is worse. The cackling is definitely worse. I stand with the turkeys.
There's literally nobody at home this week during Thanksgiving week. Again, the White House will be empty. I guess they do. Don't they also do this so that people can go, the staff can go home, that they don't have to be around or something? But something tells me that Reagan used to always have Christmas at 1600 Pennsylvania.
Yeah, I mean, they normally
So
do
Secret
a really
Service can be home with their families, right?
Yeah, so here's the deal. As we know, we've seen a president of the United States, Joe Biden, I'm so glad he's retiring. I think he's even glad that he's retiring, hanging out more time in his Rehoboth beach house than he has in the White House. And as I said earlier, I spoke with a reporter who literally was telling me that, they get nothing out of the White House. There's no action. Nothing's happening there. You have to wonder, who is really running the White House? I think that's been a very serious question for quite some time.
By the way, the FAA has imposed temporary flight restrictions for VIP movement starting 7:15 through noon on Monday. 7:15 Tuesday through noon Monday. So, and that covers the Kona and Waimea regions in Hawaii. So, sleuths online are suggesting that means they're staying at the Four Seasons Hualalai.
Oh, don't worry. Kamala will be taken care of. She'll be on every single major board. She's going to make a ton of money.
Didn't her campaign lose $20 million? Who's paying for this trip in Hawaii? Is that on the taxpayer dime?
Remember, President Obama has a house out in Hawaii. They live really big lives. Yeah. Well, the rest of us are scraping.
The rest of us are happy to get turkey.
Yeah, we're eating turkey, that's for sure.
It's 8:24.
Making sense of your world.
Appreciate what you do.
News Talk 105.9 WMAL.
I completely agree with what you're saying.
Making sense of the news. Now.
On 105.9 FM and streaming worldwide on the WMAL app.
O'Connor and Company.
It's 8:37, O'Connor and Company. 30 minutes from now, Chris Plant's going to take over, as he does, like a
wrecking ball.
Yeah, like I was going to say, like a general in a banana republic. It's like a coup, is what it is. It's a coup when he takes over here, but that's all right. It's Thanksgiving week. We're full of peace, love, and understanding, and support for all our fellow men. Mercedes Schlapp is here this morning. Mercedes.
Oh, there you go. Your mating call as a turkey. That's great.
I think mine is better than the recorded one we had.
Yeah.
There, right?
Yeah.
We got this one. And we got.
Do you have the Kamala cackle?
There. What do you like better?
I think the turkey.
Yeah, definitely.
Much better.
So there's a viral video going around. This is, like I keep saying, this is about food, family, and football this week. It's Thanksgiving Day. And as President Trump's family is sort of reorienting to the idea that they're going to be coming back to 1600 Pennsylvania again, which, listen, it's an honor and a privilege to live in that house, let's face it. But the life of being First Lady and First Family can sort of upend sort of the norms, shall we say.
Yes.
I mean, it's not easy on those families.
Well, you're really under the media scrutiny all the time.
Especially when you're a Trump.
And now social media. Yeah.
Well, and, unlike last time, the Trump family will be moving in just as a pair. It'll be President Trump and his wife Melania, but their son, Barron Trump, who has sort of grown up before our eyes, he's off at college. He's going to NYU, I believe, so he'll only be back for the holidays. And Barron, did you get to interact with that? Barron seems like the coolest dude.
He's very quiet, and I did see him a couple times while I was at the White House.
Right.
But Melania was very protective of Barron and didn't want him to be in the spotlight, and I think that was actually the right approach.
I amen to that. And she clearly raised him for the bulk of his childhood, because there's a video going around right now. It's going viral. That shows Barron Trump. I want to say he's, 4 years old in this video, would you say?
I would say, yeah, he's so cute in his little suit.
He's with his mother.
All my girls were like, you have to tell Uncle Larry to play this on radio.
Well,
they were obsessed with this.
Here it is. It's in Donald Trump's office, and Melania brings Barron by, and he's dressed up like a little businessman, and he's got his own little suitcase. And, I'll let you hear the rest.
I like my suitcase. I have to go to school now.
Yeah, you will have lunch and then you go to school.
Now I'm gonna go.
Yeah, first you will have lunch and then you go to school.
Is it me, or it's clear that he was been raised by a Slav? I mean,
totally.
He's absolutely got his mother's accent as a child.
I like my suitcase.
The girls, all my girls were basically imitating Barron. They're like, he's so cute, Mom. He is very handsome
He's
man
pretty
now.
cute now,
He's
too, as a 19-year-old.
Yeah, he's at NYU studying, and you know, like he was instrumental in President Trump's campaign, especially with reaching the young male voter through podcast and getting that done. It's like
that's what I understand.
So great.
But so now apparently this little clip of Barron Trump with his
I like my suitcase.
apparently this is going viral on TikTok. You know, you can take these videos, clip it together, and well, here's a little.
I like my suitcase.
We haven't really heard him speak before. This just resurfaced. Everyone's kind of surprised by his accent.
I like my suitcase. I have to go to school now.
I made a video to it.
I like my suitcase.
We're all going to be quoting him now.
I'm about to do something like that too. I'm about to go viral too.
I like my suitcase.
I have to go to school now. It's so cute. He doesn't continue to have an accent like that. I've got to think, right? I mean,
I don't know. I have really never heard him speak, so we'll see.
That's amazing.
Maybe he'll come out and speak, or maybe one day he'll run for president. God only knows.
When Barron Trump was a little bit older than that, there's also a video of Donald Trump, his dad, giving some fatherly advice that I think it is a keen insight into how the president-elect raised his children. Take a listen.
I want all A's.
Okay.
Okay, all A's. And when you get older, what are you going to remember? No drugs, no alcohol, no cigarettes. You know what else? No tattoos. I don't ever want to see tattoos on you. Goodbye.
I mean, that... Honestly, what more do you want from a dad?
He's great.
All A's,
his
no
kids
drugs,
are
no
great,
alcohol, no
and
tattoos.
They're so smart, and they're just, I have to say, just a joy. You know, I've just had the great honor of working with several of them, and they're just wonderful human beings. They just are. And it just shows that President Trump has had a huge influence in their lives, hard work ethic, and really committed to the family and the country.
Apparently, there's a scandal underneath all of this fun and love and joy. And it has to do with the cost of the suitcase. Leave it to the Daily Mail.
Whatever.
In recent days, Barron Trump has broken the internet as a clip of him when he was just 4 years old, gushing over his expensive Louis Vuitton suitcase. Sure.
I like my suitcase.
It's Louis Vuitton. The clip was part of a segment on Donald and Melania, filmed for Larry King Live in 2010. Barron, who is dressed in an adorably tiny suit, can see running around and picking up a Louis Vuitton briefcase that now sells for $10,000. So, I mean, I'd like that suitcase too.
I like my suitcase.
$10,000 for a suitcase. Why not?
You wouldn't. You're too practical for a $10,000 suitcase. I couldn't even imagine you with one.
I am too practical to purchase one, but if someone would like to give it to me as a gift, I would happily utilize it.
We'll reach out to
daily
Barron
basis.
Trump and see if he'll give it to you.
And then do you know what I will say when he does?
Who knows?
I like my suitcase.
It's 8:43. Well, we got some sad news last night as we learned of the passing of Chuck Woolery, longtime game show host. You, of course, probably remember him most from Love Connection, but he was the original host of Wheel of Fortune, actually.
Wow.
And recently, in the last 10, 15 years, he sort of came out as a conservative commentator. I remember meeting him with Andrew Breitbart back in the day, and Andrew felt like he kept saying, I feel like I've met my long-lost father, a really good guy, actually, for anybody who knew him. And here's a little reminder of what he was like on Love Connection. Talk about a throwback to the 80s, man. Love Connection captured the zeitgeist of that decade.
So you got a problem with women driving?
Well, you know, it's like women drivers. Now, I don't think all women are bad drivers, but some are. You'll be on the road and you look over and you'll look at a girl and her head's bopping up and down like, the blinders on.
In all fairness, don't you think some men are like that as well?
Absolutely.
Oh, okay. So you're not completely biased.
No, I'm not completely biased, but 80-20.
Yeah. Now, you say a lot of women find you arrogant. What exactly do you mean by that?
Well, I have a lot of confidence in myself and my abilities, and it's, take it or leave it.
It's a real shock why he had to go on Love Connection to find a girlfriend, Mercedes. But Woolery was always great at that stuff, and he just had such a real affable style. And he had a podcast in recent years, and he was a funny dude. And he was up to speed on politics, in fact.
A great patriot, someone who I think, like these are the folks that you love when they come out, and then all of a sudden you're like, oh my gosh, he's a conservative.
Right, he's one of us.
I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
He's one of us, and that's okay to be one of us. And he was inducted into the American TV Game Show Hall of Fame in 2007 and earned a Daytime Emmy nomination in 1978. So really, really fascinating.
Rest in peace, Chuck Woolery. 8:52. All right, Mercedes, thanks for this morning. Have a great Thanksgiving. Tomorrow, sitting in that chair will be Sean Spicer, the effervescent and always witty, brilliant political mind, Sean Spicer. Speaking of brilliant political minds, Chris Plant is here.
Sean Spicer is a ton of fun. He really is.
He's we're going to have a really great 4 hours.
Yeah. And he worked in the White House, where today, did you see the news coming out of the White House today? It's kind of fascinating. This year, just to mix things up a little bit, the turkeys at the White House will actually pardon Joe Biden.
Hey!
Pardoning Joe Biden. The turkeys
switch.
are pardoning Joe Biden, which is... Yeah, it's
is
very...
that a joke that goes back to 1973? I'm just curious.
That
sounds like something Pat Paulson would say on Laughing.
Pat Paulson on Laughing.
During the Watergate era.
Cool it, you hamburgers. Remarkable stuff. Also, I've got an update on the U.S. Capitol Police officer that shot and killed Ashley Babbitt on January 6th. Got new information. The New York Post, Miranda Devine, new information about him. That's good stuff. The Washington Post praising Kendrick Lamar. Kendrick Lamar, an award-winning rapper of sorts. I'll play a song of his for you to the extent that I can on the